Utah at Oklahoma State, taking on the Pokes. 2.5-point favorite are the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Over/under set at 53.5 on this one. Guys, for everything I can read, Cam Rising is a go, go, go for this football game. And we heard that 97,000 times last year, and it never happened. So, with that being said, be careful. Be careful betting this game, because I'm going to let you know right now, if Utah doesn't have Cam Rising, they will lose this football game by worse than 2.5 points.
Yes.
As I said, he's supposed to play. If he does, I suspect this is going to be. I think Vegas has the line exactly right. This will be within a field goal game. 2.5 points is basically the amount of points you give a team for hosting. So this is essentially a pick'em, with Oklahoma State having one caveat of being at home. That's what the result of this line is. Oklahoma State's got a hell of an offense, guys, and they haven't even been relying on Ollie Gordon. Mason talked about it earlier, top 25 video that we did. Go check that out on our page. Ollie Gordon hadn't even been playing that good. This is all about Rashad Owens, Caleb Presley, Bowman. These guys are just – they've got a connection. Alan Bowman's been in college for 19 years now. He's 47, looking for his Oklahoma State Cowboys pension fund to hit. But no, I kid. He's been at several teams over the last few years, but you get my point. He's this ages, Grandpa Stetson Bennett right now. But look, he's been playing his ass off. The biggest hit on him last year was the interceptions, and he did throw one last week. This is a stingy defense that he's going to go against. I wouldn't be surprised if he threw one in this football game, but he averages about an interception a football game. That's about it. So. Look, I like Utah in this football game. I am forever a Cal Whittingham believer. I am a Cam Rising believer. Whenever Cam Rising is there, this team goes to Rose Bowls. They win the Pac-12. They beat, teams that you feel like they shouldn't beat. They beat up on Oregon, USC. Whenever they're healthy, they're a hell of a team to be reckoned with. I think this is going to be one hell of a matchup. In these Big 12 matchups between what I feel like are contenders, I almost just always want to take the underdog, because I just feel like these games are so close. You really do got to pick them here. If I'm betting this game, Mason, I think I'm just going to bet it on the money line, probably. Whatever team that you're feeling good about. If Cam Rising's playing, I feel good about Utah. I would just hit them in the money line, and probably, especially with Utah, you're probably going to have a better payout that way. As far as betting, our betting show, guys. Thursday evenings, come and join us. We'll talk more about this game, because I'll probably will have a bet on this game. And we're going to talk more about this game on Tuesday night on our live show, our previews and predictions. Hit subscribe, hit the like button, come and join us. We'd love to have you. You're allowed to come on the show, come talk to us, all that good stuff. Mason, what's your thoughts on this game?
Well, when you look at the breakdown, Utah's got just about every advantage you could want on both sides of the football. They're averaging 421 yards on offense. That's 48th in the country. Oklahoma State's 124th in the country, giving up 462.7 yards per game. That's kind of surprising, a little bit surprising there from the Oklahoma State defense. And let's see, some other major categories. Rushing yards per game, Utah's averaging 192. That's 39th in the country. Oklahoma State's giving up 157. That's 92nd in the country. Passing yards, Utah is averaging 222 or 229 passing yards per game. That's 62nd in the country. And Oklahoma State is 128th in the country, giving up 305.7 yards per game. A lot of those came from Arkansas, but nonetheless, I mean, this Oklahoma State defense has not been playing very well when you really look at it. They are struggling, which is a little bit. It's kind of mind-boggling, because I feel like my eyes are telling me that they're playing pretty good football, but then you look at the statistics, and again, I know a lot of these stats are coming from that Arkansas game, but they haven't been playing really well. Utah's offense, on the other hand, they're getting a lot of these offensive statistics without Cam Rising. He's only played half the season so far. He's played a game and a half. The other 6 quarters is played by the backup, who hasn't looked great. Certainly not at the same level of Cam Rising. So if Cam Rising's going in this game, I think he could be a really big problem for this Oklahoma State defense. On the other side of the football, Utah's defense has historically been really good, especially under Whittingham. Very physical. Looks like the best defense in the Big 12 this year so far, and that's with an offense that hasn't been playing very much complementary football for the most part when Cam Rising's not playing. So their stats so far this year, giving up 252 yards per game. That's 23rd in the country. Oklahoma State's 35th in the country at 446 yards per game. And then rushing yards, they're only giving up 109 yards per game. That's Utah. And Oklahoma State's averaging 105. That's 103rd in the country for their offense. But on the passing yards, that's where Oklahoma State takes a little bit of the edge here. And it's actually a pretty big edge. They're 7th in the country in passing yards. Oklahoma State's getting 341.3 yards per game. Utah's defense, not bad. They're 26th in the country, only giving up 143.7 yards per game. So still a good unit on the back end of the defense for Utah. They're right around top 30, top 25, top 30 overall on defense. I'm kind of just wondering if Ollie Gordon is going to be a factor in this game. We've seen him really get, I guess, bracketed. I don't really know, spied or something. I'm not sure exactly what's going on in the defensive game plans for the opposition of Oklahoma State. But it seems like Ollie Gordon has been a non-factor the past couple of games. He's probably just over 100 yards in the past 2 games on the ground. Pretty surprising from a guy who I still think is probably the best running back overall in the country, but he's been a little bit of a non-factor. And Alan Bowman, to his credit, has stepped up in these past couple of games. Won them the game against Arkansas, played fantastic this past week, and it has really been the catalyst for this offense so far this year, which nobody would have had on their bingo card going into the year.
You were talking about Ollie Gordon and just kind of paint a picture of what the body of work he's put up this season. That first game against South Dakota State, 28 carries, 126 yards, 4.5 average, which is the 4.5 average. You can live with that. If that was your lifetime average, that would be, that'd be pretty good. His long of the game was 22 yards, had a few receptions. He had 28 carries in that game, though, Mason. That was never realistic. He was never going to be able to carry the ball 28 times a game. And against Arkansas, he carried it 17 times, averaged 2.9 yards per carry. And 2.4 yards per carry against Tulsa on 17 carries as well. So every single game that he's played, he's gotten worse. And I'm wondering, he's had less receptions every single game. He's had less yards every single game. Yards per carry have went down every single game. And then this past game, he didn't even score a touchdown. So, yeah, man, I mean, there's questions that need to be asked. 3.5 yards per carry average for the season. Ollie Gordon is somebody that you would think was going to be in NFL conversations after this season and was going to be one that could put this Oklahoma State team on his back. Luckily, Oklahoma State hasn't necessarily needed that so far this season, but they're going to need him to be A1 for this one. And if any Oklahoma State fans have any thoughts on that, I would love to hear what's going on with Ollie Gordon. I wonder if he's dealing with some kind of injury that we're not super privy to. But with all in all, this is going to be a really good game. I think the Big 12 is one of the most competitive conferences in the country, and I think that these top 4 competitors are going to have really, really close games like we saw a couple of years ago. And right now I feel good about Utah if Cam Rising plays, but this Oklahoma State offense has got some serious playmakers, and if Ollie Gordon can get it going, that may change my mind. We'll make our final decisions on Tuesday night, and we hope to see you all there for the preview and prediction show. Give us a like, hit that subscribe button, come and hang out with us on the First and Long College Football Show.